So I had full intention of going to the gym this morning and the gym was closed. So when I got there, I was like all activated up and I was like, oh my God, like, what do I do? So I decided to put my thoughts to paper on our Zoom tonight. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about like my chapter one in this business. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Amber and I am a 12K leader. I've actually been here for 3.5 years. And I will be the first one to tell you, like, I felt like my growing season was very, very slow. I felt like I sat in my ego for a very long time and I didn't understand why everybody else, it seemed like, was doing so much better than me. But I'll tell you that everybody's seasons are just a little bit different. Okay. And we'll talk about that a little bit more towards the end as well. But I want to talk about confidence in your business, finding your voice, because I feel like everybody that starts, whether you start and you're brand new to network marketing, or maybe you come from a different team, it's still a new environment to you. It's a new thing. It's a new product. It's a new group of people. It's a new experience. And whenever you're thinking, ooh, everybody mute, hang on. Whenever you're thinking about doing something new, I don't know how to, hold on. You automatically, like, it's a normal feeling to feel like you're scared or to feel like wow, this waiting room, to feel like you're scared or to feel fears around starting something new. As you're hopping on, just everybody hit mute, because I get sidetracked very easily. Can you tell? Can you tell? Okay, so anytime you're doing something new, it feels awkward. It feels fearful. It feels scary to step into something new. And I want to tell you that in order to find your voice, because when we first start, we think about like, okay, well, how do I talk about a product that I don't really know anything about? How do I talk about a compensation plan that I don't really know anything about and I don't have a lot to show for? And I sat in that mentality for a long time of like, well, nobody's going to want to listen to me because I'm not a rank yet. And I don't have, like, I'm not making good money yet. And I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I'm brand new to network marketing. Like, who's going to care? Right. And I will tell you that it took me a long time to find my voice in my business. It took me a long time to get confident in talking to people and conversations. And a lot of it, I'll tell you, is you're not going to be able to find your voice in your business until you lay down your anxieties around your business. And so I want to kind of talk about that a little bit tonight, and unpack it with you. If you've been on one of my other Zooms before, maybe we've talked about this before, but I know that somebody on this Zoom is going to need to hear it tonight. So as you're coming on, just mute yourself so that I don't get too sidetracked here. But I want to ask you, like, what are you feeling? And I want you to like put it in the chat. Take a moment. Like, what are you feeling around your business in this moment? Like today, what were you feeling around your business? Take a deep breath, right? Take a deep breath, hold it at the top, and then let it out. And I want you to think, what are you feeling around your business? What are you're feeling anxious, right? So a lot of us, we feel anxious, we feel lost, we feel stuck, we feel all these emotions. And I want to tell you tonight, these emotions, there's nothing wrong with them. Okay. One thing that Bob Heilig says a lot, he's like, you have to understand that you are not your thoughts, you're the thinker of your thoughts. And when you put it into that perspective of, okay, this is what I'm feeling, right? Discouraged, second guessing, absolutely nobody hears you. These are all normal. That's the first part in understanding, is that any feeling that you have, it doesn't matter what rank you are. It doesn't matter if you're 4K, 12K, 200K, you're still going to have moments where you feel fearful, where you feel worried, where you feel anxious, where you feel just uncertain about what is going on in your business and what's the next step forward. So number one is acknowledging it, right? So what are you feeling? Okay. I wrote down a couple of things here because you guys put down some great ones, like anxious, worried about judgment, right? Is anybody worried about judgment? Scared to talk to people, anxious about going live, anxious about posting. What do I post? I struggled with that for a very, very long time. Like, what the heck do I post? What do I talk about? How do I not sound salesy? All of a sudden, I'm presenting this new thing to my audience, this product that I've never talked about, this business that I never said I would do. I never said I would be a part of network marketing. I just rolled my eyes at it. And I was like, you can keep like keep your stupid Facebook money, right? But are you scared about sharing your story? Right. And I want you to put in the chat, and I want you to look at this team Zoom like this is the number one place where you should feel secure, where you should feel like this is a sisterhood. You can say anything you want to say in the chat and know that it will be received, right? You can come here and turn on your camera. I don't care if you got makeup on, if you got kids running around in the background, like come as you are. This is your sisterhood here. And if you can't say it here, then who are you going to talk to? Right? If you can't say here in the chat, this is what I struggle with. This is what I have questions about. This is what I'm feeling about my business, so that we as a team can kind of like talk it through and help you through it. Then in what kind of environment are you going to be? You're going to be able to go to your coworker and say, I'm feeling stressed. I'm feeling worried about my business. They don't care, right? But we care. We love the same products. We love the same leaders. We jump on Zooms in times where maybe we are tired and we've had a long day, but we have the same visions for our life, right? And so I want you to look at any Zoom that you hop on or any chat or anything that you can always open yourself up to that. And I want you to think to yourself right now, like, what is the scariest thing? What's the scariest thought that you've had surrounding your business? Like, what was your biggest fear around your business? My biggest fear around my business was judgment of what other people were going to think. Okay. I was worried that people would judge and that people would turn away from me. And I had to look at that and say, number one, what are you feeling? And number two is, why do you feel that? Right. And it's a little bit deeper than just like you started a new adventure and you're feeling worried about it and you're feeling anxious, or maybe it's just like you need to like get in your groove a little bit. Sometimes for some people on this Zoom, it goes a little bit deeper and you need to unpack that. So what are you feeling? Why are you feeling it? Why did I have such an issue with judgment and we're being worried about what other people were going to think about me? I grew up, I don't know who knows my story, but I grew up with a father that was purposefully absent. He did not want to be a part of my life. I didn't find that out until much later. But that was something that I held on to for a very long time. We also grew up in a very small town, and my father had lived a lie for the majority of my childhood. And when it all came to a surface, I understood, because we lived in a small town, that he lived that lie because everybody knew everybody in that town. And in my eyes, it's like, oh, that's what's important, right? When you grow up in a small town in the South and it's like everything is church and football and people know why you're not there on Wednesday night, and they know who your daddy is, and they know what church you go to and what school you go to and what street you live on and all that stuff. Like you start to like, you form these little ideas in your head as a child of what's important subconsciously, right? You ever had a parent that said like, money doesn't grow on trees, like, right? You get this idea in your head of that money is bad, that there's never enough of it because it doesn't grow on trees, right? Or, that, you know what I'm trying to say is you subconsciously create these thoughts in your mind that you don't even realize it, but you brought that into this business. You brought that into this business, those things that you carry around with you, and you wonder why it's so hard for you to go live. You wonder why it's so hard for you to post your content, for you to actually share your story of why you love your product and why you love your business. It's hard for you to speak up because maybe all your life you've been the type of person where you just shove everything under the rug and you don't talk about it and you avoid conflict at all costs and you try to make everybody else happy, right? Even at your own expense. And you don't realize it until you're a couple years into the business. Listen, I didn't talk to anybody when I first started my business. I was a year and some change into the business before I enrolled my first promoter. I went a whole 12 months without enrolling a single promoter. And most people would have said, well, forget this, network marketing doesn't work. The systems don't work. The product isn't that good. The team isn't that good. It's not duplicatable, right? Most people wouldn't have stuck it out that long. That I understand. But there was something that was put on my heart to be on this tribe, to be with this product, with this company for a reason. And I understand that now, but it took me some time to understand and unpack all those things of why I feel all these fears around my business, and why, when even my coworkers would ask me, what's that patch on your arm? Why did I like foo-foo it off and say, oh, it's just a vitamin, right? And just like drop it, like don't talk about it anymore, because I was worried about what other people were going to think about me. Why was I worried about what other people were going to think about me? You have to go back. A lot of us, we have to go back to our childhood and say, listen, this isn't my problem. This isn't something that is my problem because of this business. This is my problem because I haven't dealt with it thus far, and I brought it to this business. Okay. So number one is, what are you feeling around your business? Number two is, why are you feeling it? That's going to take some time to digest. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's work that must be done, because if you don't believe in yourself in this business, there's nothing else anybody else can teach you. We can tell you like how to add to your network and how to make your social media pretty and all these things appealing to every, but if you don't believe in yourself to get there, right? Because maybe you've gone through some stuff in the past too, that has to be worked on first. So number one, what are you feeling? Number two is, why are you feeling it? Okay. Let's see. It's really powerful to write things down. And the reason why I say that is because, we talk about goals, we talk about visions, we talk about what we want in our business. I didn't write anything down for a very, very long time. And I didn't realize the power of writing something down until I started writing down really powerful shit. And I'm sorry to cuss, but I started writing down. I have a letter I wrote to myself Thanksgiving in 2025 of what my life was going to look like Thanksgiving 2025. And I look back at that and I read that. And I have a letter that I wrote to that father, never sent it to him, but I look at that because it's my closure on my end to let go of that. Does that make sense? It's my vision of what I want in my life to keep my ass on track, right? To say, okay, this is what I'm showing up for every single day, because this is what my life is going to look like Thanksgiving 2025. When I finally am able to build that house, when I finally am able to have family over to my house for Thanksgiving. And I have all of the feelings around that. That's just something that I have always been wanting to do, right? But right now we live downsized in a 1,200 square foot home. We've been downsized for 2 years to pay off debt. That's the season that I'm in. That's the season that I also share on social media, that I don't have an office, that I don't have a dream home yet. That yes, maybe the company does pay for my car, but the reason why it matters so much, not just that the company pays for the car, but the company paying for the car allows me to plug away at debt. I'm still sharing my truth, right? It doesn't matter if you're not there yet. It doesn't matter if you're not a rank. It doesn't matter if you feel like you don't have anything to show for it yet, right? But it's hard to put that in translation. It's hard to put that into, okay, well, how do I actually talk about that? You guys say this all the time as leaders, like, it doesn't matter, like, if you've accomplished anything yet, like, talk about where you're going, but that's hard to do. And the reason why that's hard to do, if you check yourself and you look in the mirror, is because you don't believe that it's actually possible yet. And you have to unpack your own emotions, your own fears, your own anxiety around your business. It's a must. You cannot move forward. You cannot move forward until you unpack that. Hard lesson for me. 3.5 years in, most people are further along than a 12K, right? Am I right? But it's all part of the process. All of it. And I'll tell you that that's one of the most beautiful parts of this process. Yeah, you'll grow a team. Yeah, you'll advance to more ranks, but you'll advance to a better person because of this business. And you'll look in the mirror and you'll say, God, like, this girl's got boundaries now. This girl, she watches her energy, right? And where she spends it. She cares about who she hangs out with. She does not allow toxicity in her life. She lives on the positive every single day. And I'm not telling you that every single day is going to be perfect, cupcakes and rainbows. There's still days where you're going to have these moments. But has anybody ever practiced meditation? You might think I'm crazy and I sound woo-woo, but if you've ever practiced meditation, you realize real quick how easily you get distracted, how fast your mind goes off to something else. And you're like, hold up, I was focusing, right? That is something that is very important. I urge you to kind of dive into it a little bit, because you realize how in control of your mind you actually are, but also that it wanders very quickly. And if you don't get control of that, you'll find yourself doing all these multitasking things. And then you'll look down at 8 p.m. and realize you didn't actually do anything to run your business, right? Maybe you put up a Pinterest quote thinking it was going to change somebody's life, and that was your post for the day, but you could have been a lot more intentional, right? You could have been intentional and put up a post about how most people are scared to check the mail because they're worried about the bills that are in there that they can't pay. And you've been blessed with building extra paychecks every single Tuesday. You don't have to go into depth about like how much your paychecks are, but like pat on the back if you're giving yourself an extra paycheck every single Tuesday, right? It takes a lot of emotional intelligence and mental toughness to be a part of this business and to stick it out. There was a study done, I think it was Harvard, that 47% of the time, people's minds are not where their feet are. And we get distracted. It's kind of like, you ever find yourself like you're doing laundry and then all of a sudden you realize like you don't have what you need to do the laundry. You go in the kitchen to get whatever you needed. Like maybe there was a dirty dish towel you needed to throw in the laundry. And then you realize, oh crap, I got to do the dishes. Wait, we're out of detergent. Oh, I need to make a list. You start making a list of the detergent and you're like, oh, well, hold on. There's something else that we were out of. And you run over to your kid's bathroom. You're like, all right, it was a bubble bath. And then the next thing you know, you've got like all that other laundry you throw in the hamper. And then you go back to the room and you're picking up all the toys and you're like, how did I get to toys? Was doing the laundry, right? Your mind is a very, very powerful thing. And if you don't get it in check, you'll find yourself doing that in your business. And you'll scroll social media and you'll be your intent may have been to engage, but you're just clicking the like button, right? And then maybe your husband's like, God, you've been on your phone all day. And you just like burst out in anger and you're like, I'm just trying to make an extra paycheck, right? It's because you haven't been intentional with your mind, right? And get very, very disciplined. Let's see. Commit to your confidence. I want to talk about confidence a little bit because confidence is something that you have to grow just like a muscle in the gym. Okay. And the number one way to become more confident in yourself and your business is the first thing you got to do is you got to get over yourself. You got to get over yourself, the fact that you're not perfect, the fact that you don't have it all together, that you don't know all the answers, and you don't have to. That's not your job. If somebody asks you a question, potential promoter, potential customer, if they ask you a question that you don't know, one of the best things you can say is, I don't know, but I'll find that answer for you. Right? It doesn't matter if you don't know the answer to the question. It doesn't matter if you're not a vitamin guru. It doesn't matter if you don't know the comp plan like the back of your hand. I don't. Right? I don't know the comp plan like the back of my hand, but I know that a couple $100 a month can change somebody else's life. I know that there's other people out there who have negative bank account. I know there's other people who are doing smoothies and sandwiches just like I did for over a year, it seemed like, because we couldn't afford the bills that we had and we weren't living an extravagant life. We just had 2 babies back to back and they were both on formula and both in diapers. It was a really hard season, but guess what? There's somebody else out there with 2 babies and drinking formula and 2 babies in diapers, maybe 2 babies in daycare. That's a whole freaking mortgage payment, right? If anybody ever had 2 babies in daycare, somebody else is out there living the life that you have right now or the life that you used to be living. And you can't tell me that however much time you've been here, I don't care if you've been here one day, you cannot tell me that your life has not changed because of this business, that you're not stronger because of this business, that you haven't persevered through something because of your vision of where this business is taking you. And that is something to speak on, because not many people have another person in their life who's willing to come and put an arm around their shoulder and say, guess what? You got this. You need to get back up. You are capable of changing your situation, right? Commit to your confidence. This is something that you're going to have to grow every single day. And just when you think that you've got it all in check, you ain't got it in check. Okay. It's a daily work to grow your confidence in this business. Some people a little bit more than others, and that's fine. It doesn't mean that the other person is any less. Okay. But growing your confidence, a couple of things that come to mind for me is the first thing that comes to mind is the gym. I love to use gym analogies. I go to the gym all the time, but like, you ever been the person, maybe you have been the person, I don't know, the person that like goes to the gym and all they do is the elliptical and that's all they do. And you never tried anything different. And you're wondering why you don't have any different results and why you never lost the weight that you really wanted to lose, right? The problem there is that person's not willing to stretch themselves. But if you look at why that person stays on the elliptical, it's more than likely not because they really love the elliptical. It's because they're scared to go to another part of the gym. It's because it's outside of their comfort zone. They don't know how to work those machines over there. Those people on the other side of the gym are of a different caliber, right? They work out all the time. They know what they're doing. They watch what they're eating. They actually have a muscle. Like, I can't go over there to that side of the gym. Your business is no different when you look at these top leaders, right? They're over there on that side of the gym, flexing their confidence muscle. And they're like, girl, come over here. I want to show you how it's done so that you can change your life. And if you actually muster up the confidence to go to that other side of the gym, what you're going to find is you leave the gym and maybe you do have like some gains. Maybe you do have a little confidence boost because you actually did something that was outside of your comfort zone, because you actually figured out how to use that stupid machine and you never knew like how to use it, right? It gives you like this little confidence boost. And then you go back the next day and you're like, I'm going to try this other machine. I'm going to test that one out. That's my goal tomorrow. I'm going to do that one. Your business is no different, right? I sent that bold follow-up to that girl. I felt so good. Like, I messaged her. She told me what was on her heart. I spit it right back to her in voice memo. And I said, girl, you told me that you're tired of your husband picking up overtime. Like, what has changed? I am here. My hand is out for you. How can I help you? I was scared too. Bold follow-ups, right? Maybe that's outside of your comfort zone. Maybe a live video is outside of your comfort zone and you show up and you're like, you guys, like, I do not do live videos, but this is super nerve-wracking. If you could just like talk to me in the comments, like, let me know where you're from. I'm going to make my shake with you. I love sharing my products with you, but like, I got to get outside of my comfort zone too. So come chat, come say hi, come talk to me, right? I love these products because da 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 da. And then you hang up that live video and you're like, oh, it wasn't perfect, but it felt really good to do it, right? It's these little confidence boosts that you have to give yourself in this business because nobody else is going to give it to you. I can't message you and be like, okay, you're going live today. That's going to scare you. You're going to crap your pants and you're going to probably ghost me for like a week, right? You have to decide to do it on your own. It's got to be something that you decide to do. Let's see what else. Okay, maybe you don't get my gym analogies and you're like, Amber, you're crazy, but like, does anybody sing in the car? Anybody like to sing in the car? Can you put it in the chat? Okay, I like to sing in the car. I don't sing very well. I don't sing very good, and I don't sing the right words, but it doesn't matter because I enjoy it. Okay, I enjoy singing in the car. But you know what? Those of you that sing in the car, I guarantee you pulling up to the red light and your mouth is shut. Why? Everybody's looking. You're worried about what they're going to think. I can't sing. Like, I was jamming back there, but then like, right? You lack that self-confidence. I dare you keep singing at the red light. I dare you roll the window down and just sing to the other person next door. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to smile. They're going to smile right back at you. Maybe they'll sing with you. I don't know. But it's something that pushes you outside of your comfort zone. Your business is no different. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down here, but your business is no different. Okay. And there's a reason why a lot of people hop on Zooms, right? And they shut their camera off because they're worried about what everybody else is going to see on the screen. Nobody's worried about everybody's looking at their own face right now. Okay. Our egos get in the way and we worry about like what our hair looks like and all this stuff. Nobody's thumbing through to see what everybody looks like and if their house is a mess and like comparing like who's like, no, we don't do that here. We love hard here. We care about you here. We have empathy here. And this is like a come as you are type of thing. And we're going to grow together. Okay. Let's see what next. Oh, I put, this one might get you here. Your chapters are not defined by years here or rank. Okay. They are defined by how much you grow. And a lot of people, you know, we talk about this chapter 1 hustle. We talk about the awkward phase. It's like when you're in like junior high and you have acne and braces and like boys are just like now a thing. And it's like a super awkward time in life. You're going to have that awkward moment in your business. You're going to have moments where you're talking to people and you flop on your words. You're going to have moments where you word vomit all over them. That is part of the process. You got to get through it. You got to do it more, because the next time you'll get a little bit better. And then the next time you're going to actually hit the voice memo button. And then the next time you're going to have energy behind your voice, right? And you're going to speak life into her. And then the next time you're a little bit better. And before you know it, you don't even think about it. You do it and the kids are screaming in the background and you're just showing her that you're like a normal person. And you're just like, I'm sorry, my kids are crazy, but listen, I love what I do. And this is the reason why I love what I do and why it would matter to you. Because you tell me this, this, and this, and I know that it can change your life. But a lot of people are scared, right? You have to overcome that confidence muscle that you need to grow yourself, because if you don't feel it, your audience doesn't feel it either, and it will never convert. If you're just copy and pasting somebody else, you're watching, first thing you wake up in the morning and you go and you search all your top leaders and you're looking to see how did they post their products? What did they put up for a post today? If that is dictating how you're showing up in your business, you are not showing up authentically in your business, because you're waiting on somebody else's approval of how somebody else does it in order to decide how you're going to do it for the day. Okay. I used to do that. I used to watch my top leaders. There's nothing wrong with watching your top leaders, but you have to forge your own way. You got to show up on your live video before you're ready. You got to have those conversations before you actually know what to say. Before you go and you ask your enroller, your upline, or whatever, how to respond to something, I dare you to try to figure it out yourself. I dare you to just say, you know what? How would so-and-so respond to this? Let me think about this for a minute. I'm going to leave this person on red for a second, slide it, mark it, let you unread the message. Think about it for a minute if you need to. But that right there is going to build your confidence muscle. The fact that you figured it out on your own. The fact that you're like, what does B12 do? I have no idea. Go look it up on Google and figure out that B12 helps with fatigue. Now that's something a little extra, like penny in the confidence bucket. Next time you go live, you can say, these capsules have B12 in them. They help you with fatigue. This is why you're not tired, right? It adds to your confidence. It's something that you build every single day, but you got to commit to it. I'm already working on my own stuff. I can't work on your stuff too. Okay. Nobody else can work on your stuff. You got to do it. Okay. This is the other thing I put is you decide how long your chapter 1 hustle is going to be. And I didn't realize that in the beginning because I was over here not clapping for everybody else. I was over here sitting in my ego going, how come, like, she literally just got here 20 days ago and she's 12K. I've been here for 2 years. What's going on? I've been here a year and I haven't signed a promoter. Like, what's going on? Why not me? How come not me? I thought this thing worked. I thought this was legit. I thought this wasn't a scam, right? The problem is not the industry. The problem is not your product. The problem is not your compensation plan. The problem is not your leadership. The problem is you. And the reason why you ain't there yet is because you ain't there yet. That is Steve Harvey, something he said a long time ago. And I was like, oh my God, call me out. Shots fired. The reason why I'm not there yet is because I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not a 4K yet because in my mind, I'm not a 4K yet, right? I'm not a 4K yet because I'm not showing up like a 4K yet. If I scroll your timeline, when's the last time you posted? Was it 3 days ago, 5 days ago? Was it today? If you put up a post today, clap, 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 clap. Okay. But you should be posting every single day. I want you to look back on your Facebook, your timeline hop, whatever it's called, Facebook memories. And I want you to see 3 years from now that you've been consistent every single day for 3 years. That's what you need to be working towards, is to be able to look back on those memories and say, you know what, I was consistent. Listen, I looked back on my memories. I don't remember what year it was. I think it was 2019. I showed up with turkey bacon in my post. I literally put a piece of turkey bacon in my toast, in my post. And I was like, I don't even know what I said, like something about moms dropping off at daycare. And I was just like, oh my God, Amber, you did not just put up a post with you holding turkey bacon in front of the daycare. But this is what you have to grow through, the awkward time when nobody's on your live videos. Guess what? Your leadership is going to be no different either. When you start growing your team, nobody's going to hop on your Zooms, right? Nobody's going to take you seriously because you've now grown to the point where you believe in yourself. You believe in your business. You're not shakeable anymore, but they got to grow it, right? And then you start to knock yourself down again. You're like, oh my God, like I'm just not as good as I thought I was. I'm just over here thinking like I'm a terrible leader. I'm away from my phone a lot. I work full time, right? All these doubts, all these insecurities. Chat goes quiet maybe. And you're like, oh, you got to build your confidence muscle every single day. One thing I tell my team is you should be doing self-development every single day, but you should be doing leadership development as well. So what are you doing? If I asked you right now what you're doing for leadership development, what would you tell me that you're doing? Right now I'm reading a book. It's called Love is Free, Walk is Extra. And it's about one of the former co-CEOs of Chipotle and how he came in and helped grow their leadership team. Get over your damn self. I love that. Has anybody ever researched, like maybe on YouTube, like leadership growth videos? Have you ever looked in the team page and typed leadership? Have you ever searched in podcasts and looked for leadership podcasts? John Maxwell, anything about John Maxwell, pick it up. It's amazing. John Maxwell is amazing. Craig Groeschel from Life Church has a leadership podcast. They're all amazing episodes. Leadership development is just as important as self-development is what I'm saying. And you need to be doing it every single day. You get to decide how long your chapter 1 hustle is, because however awkward it is, like you decide that you're sitting there. Okay. Because you're either growing or you're not, and you're deciding to grow or not, to sit in fear, to sit in doubt, to sit in your insecurities. That's what what it all boils down to. I wrote down here, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your standards. And what that means is your habits, is your IPA list that maybe you're not completing every day because you're not organized and disciplined enough to see it through, right? That is huge in your business, to come together with yourself, sit down, put up a list of what it means to you to work your business. Yes, we have like all the trainings you need on what an IPA list, income producing activities to move your business forward every single day. We've got all kinds of trainings on the team page, multiple team pages about how to do that every day, how to add people to your network, how to post, what to post, all these things. But you have to come up with that list for yourself. And you have to say, listen, this is what I'm going to do. Amber, this is what you're going to get done today. You're going to post, you're going to put your face on your stories. You are going to put your products on your stories. You're going to grow your mind, right? What are those things to you that you can commit to doing every single day? Unwavering. Doesn't matter if it's a bad day. Doesn't matter if it's 9 o'clock at night. You've had a really shit day. You're arguing with your husband. You haven't eaten dinner yet, but you haven't put up a post yet. And you said that was your non-negotiable. You better figure it out. That is the mentality that I have behind my business. Yes, I know a post isn't going to change somebody else's life, but that inconsistency will change mine, because that inconsistency is just as important as the consistency. It's flying 1 degree off, and you're going to get to a completely different destination if you're not careful. It's the same thing as eating Cheetos out of the pantry at 10 o'clock at night. If you have a health goal, you just flew 1 degree off. So it's no surprise when you also make another choice tomorrow that does not align with your health goal. It's the same for your business. One small inconsistent step leads to another. One small consistent step, positive habit, leads to another. You pick every single day. But it has to be non-negotiable in your mind. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. And that's just where I'm at. Let's see. Surface level IPAs, we talked about that. Hiding behind the keyboard, I talked about this a little bit in the beginning of the month, but it's very easy to do that. It's very easy to hide behind the keyboard and not want to put your face on your stories and not want to put your voice to your profile. Voice to your profile, meaning, can you just like have some fun in your reels? Can you do a live video and start to build that confidence? Are you giving them anything to relate to, is what I put. Nothing irks me more. I see it especially on Facebook, but people put like, they put their wish list in their bio, I think, but people put like 1% leader or something in their bio, and then I look and they don't have a story. Like they're not utilizing stories. And I'm like, there's no way you're a top 1% leader and you're not utilizing your stories. Like that's a red flag to me. But I don't want anybody to ever look at my page and say, red flag. Right? So you always show up on your stories. You always put your face to your profile so that people know that you're an actual human being. And that's when they build their confidence in you, and they look at you and they're like, she's not going anywhere, right? Maybe you've said it on your stories, or you've said it on a live video, and you've portrayed your confidence in where you're going, in your company, in your products, in yourself. Right. And you're like, I refuse to go back. I refuse to go back to being a slave to the time clock. I refuse to go back to negative bank accounts. I'm not in that chapter anymore. I am here to be your voice, to show up for you and say, listen, like I decided to go first. And you have to step into that confidence. Identity before behavior. I know we've talked about this a little bit before. I'm not going to go like too much into it, but like if you've ever heard about the thermostat analogy, right? I know you guys probably have heard me talk about the taproot of the dandelion, but if you do not change your identity of who you are on the inside, your internal belief of whether you're going to make this happen or not, then you're never going to be able to change your results. You're never going to get the results that you want if you don't have the mindset that you need to get there. What is the skill set that stands between you and who you want to be? So you think about these top leaders and you're like, God, it must be nice, right? It must be nice to have those paychecks with commas in them. It must be nice to have your car paid for. It must be nice to go on those vacations. It must be nice to be able to stay at home and be a full-time family. Like that is literally in your bio. It must be nice, right? But you didn't see the hard seasons that they went through. You didn't see the seasons where they had to grow their confidence bucket and they were awkward and they were going through the seasons where it was hard and nobody was clapping for them and nobody showed up on their live trainings or their live videos or their Zooms or whatever, right? It's just something that we all have to go through. Nothing's going to be handed to you. And if you have the mentality of that everything's going to be handed to you, you probably picked that somewhere subconsciously in your childhood. Okay. I want you to have the courage to investigate your feelings is the whole purpose of this Zoom. It's okay to be anxious around your business. It's okay to be scared about new things. It's normal. Everything that you're feeling about your business is normal. But you have to be willing to investigate, because what you're feeling may very well be keeping you from what you want. It may be keeping you from showing up. It may be keeping you from being consistent on your trainings, and you miss another Zoom and you're like, oh, I'll just catch the replay. I don't care if I got to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I show up on my Zooms. I show up when I say I'm going to show up, because why? That's a confidence. That's me growing my own trust in myself that I'm going to do something I said I was going to do. Okay. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is you are your biggest problem and you are also your biggest solution. Period. End of story. Probably the most important thing you need to know in this business. You are your biggest problem and your biggest solution. You can figure it out. You are worth figuring it out. You are worth unpacking all the negative emotions that you carry around with yourself in life, in this business, in all of it. And I promise you, it's going to be such a rewarding thing when you look back at yourself and you're like, my God, I am not the same person, beautifully, because of this business. I stand up for myself. I have a backbone. I share my story. I'm not going under, right? I'm unshakable. I have a bulletproof mindset because of this business. Maybe you walk a little closer to God because of this business. Maybe you've got some really good friends because of this business. Maybe you needed them. Maybe you needed this. Maybe your marriage needed this. Maybe you're going to learn something along your journey that you can implement that makes your marriage stronger, that makes your friendship stronger. You're stronger, right? And you don't realize it until you get past it a little bit. You got to get past it a little bit. You got to get past the point where the undertow is going to take you under, because you're so wishy-washy in your feelings and your emotions of this business that it's so easy to just sit out. It's so easy to just say, well, I didn't get a post up today. I'm just going to do better tomorrow. It's so easy to not show up on Zoom because X, Y, or Z. But when you get past that point in the ocean where the tide's hitting you at the knees and it's a little strong and you like stumble a little bit because it's about to knock you over, you get past that a little bit, you get about like boob height in the water. It doesn't hit you so hard and you can just kind of jump and flow with the waves. A little tiny jump, right? Versus if you're back there where it's hitting you in the knees, you got to brace for impact, right? Your business is no different, is what I want to leave you with. Have the courage to explore your feelings, have the courage to unpack it, have the courage to tell yourself that every single thing you're feeling is normal. It's not a reason to go anywhere different. It's not a reason to pack up shop. It's not a reason to quit on your dream. Okay. I love you guys. Bye.